Well, hi there, everybody. Cindy Daychuck here with Queen Bee Creations with our next project. I may regret this one because it seems like it may be more work than it actually ends up being worth, but it's been hanging out in my shop. I love these little things. I just, you know what? Sometimes I just feel compelled to try it regardless of what the outcome is going to be. I'm sitting on it. So it's one of these studio chairs. You can see it's in rough shape. The arms swing up, right, to form the back. They're cute. It's like a director's chair, right? So it's little. It's hurting. I'm not even sure I can get this sucker out. I don't know. So here's where we have to go with this. I will need to pry this out, which means I need to kind of compress the chair first so that there's no pressure on it, right? And these things fold up. So, okay, so it seems like I can get that out. So I'll be getting that out. I have to ditch this fabric. And I need to sand, unfortunately, because there's a lot of rough spots. I'm not necessarily taking it right down to bare wood. I'm going to paint this sucker, but I am going to sand, smooth it all out, get rid of all the chips on it so that I at least have a better surface to be able to paint on. Now, luckily enough, I managed to, so this guy was free and, oh, here we go. I managed to actually thrift, who knew, some backings. So I have a mess of the backings. I only need one. But with it was one seat that I'm thinking will fit. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And it's certainly better than the shape of the other one. So what I thought that I would do is I would use those and then work on making them coordinate. And that makes my life easier because now I don't have to sew. And we know I don't like to sew. So that was like a major find. And I found these before I ever got that. So go figure, right? I mean, sometimes these things just work out this way. And I don't even know what compelled me to pick those up. But what I ended up doing was when I saw what they were, was not thinking that I'd ever be finishing one of these things, but I just thought, oh, that's good canvas. I can use it for something. Well, this is the something. So I am going to sand and then I'm going to come back and we'll see the direction that I'm going. I have this sanded. Now, like I said, I wasn't necessarily sanding it down to the bare wood, but what I wanted to do was sand it to get any of the chipping wood off so that I have a better chance of getting an okay finish. What I don't want to do is to paint down into those grooves. It was a little bit tough. The one seat kind of pulled out easily. The other one was pretty jammed. It took a screwdriver and a hammer to kind of move it along and get it out. So what I don't want to do is get paint in there and make that tighter. So I'll be painting around that. This is an awkward piece to paint because I'm going to have to paint it in multiple stages, open and close, to be able to get into the grooves, and it is what it is. So all I'm doing is I'm going to paint it in a cream rather than a white, because you saw I've already got the two-tone seat cushions going on, one in the caramel color and one in the blue. So I don't want the stark contrast of the white. I just want something that's going to be cream, which I'm getting all over my fingers already. And so I have an open all-in-one cream tone paint already. And I'm using the all-in-one specifically so that I don't have to top coat it. So I'm minimizing some of the work that way, but I'm just going to slowly apply the paint color into all of the spots that I can in the position that it is. Ultimately, the entire thing's going to need 2 coats. So, you know, I'm going to have to be painting and drying and then moving it all and then painting it again and drying and then going back to, you know, the original positioning. So it's going to take a number of times just because I can't paint it all at once. So I can't do all of the first coat all at once. I'm going to have to paint some of it, let it dry, and then move it, reposition it, turn it upside down, whatever I have to do to get the rest of it, and then let that dry. And then, so it's a little bit of a process, which is why I said it's a bit of a pain. It's not tough to paint. It's just going to take a little bit of finagling here and there to ultimately to be able to get all the coats on it. But it's going to look nice and bright and clean, and then we can start working on our fabric because it's going to need a little bit of zhuzhing too. All right, here is my seat canvas. Now, I will say this, you can see exactly, as much as I've ironed this flat, you can see exactly where I had it folded and all of the paint dust that got on it. I'm doing this for me, so I don't need this to be brand new. You can buy sets of the canvas seats and the backings. They come as a set on Amazon for director's chairs. I'll drop in a link so you can get nice patterned ones. You could get plain white, plain black, whatever you want to do. I'm just using what I have. And because it's for me, I don't mind that this is a little bit stained already because grandkids, it's going to get that way anyway. So here's what I am doing. I have a stencil from Jamie Ray Vintage. This is the Cotton Whitmore stamps. So stencil, sorry, not stamp. So it is just a mess of words. Make sure that the spelling's the right way. The other thing that I have to make sure that I remember to do is put it on my chair, the back and the front, because it's going to have a definite back and front. All right, so what I'm looking at doing is I have 2 all-in-one paints from Fusion. I have Homestead Blue, which is pretty close to this color blue, and I have, because I just need a little bit, I already had this one open. This one is Algonquin, which is pretty close to the seat color. So I'm going to stencil the blue on this one. I'm going to stencil the Algonquin on that one. A little contrast. Tie them together. Make it look like it belongs. That's what we're doing. And look, I got smart plastic. A little bit of just like a plastic wrap, a baggie, something like that between this just creates a nice barrier. This paint is very old, so it's already getting thick. So stencil, dipped it in the paint, just want to offload, and now I am just going to stencil on all of my letters. Because this is an all-in-one paint, it's going to self-seal itself onto this. You just want to make sure that you don't have super wet brush. Then you're going to get bleed through on your lettering. And then it's all smeared, right? It's just not going to look so good. So just want to make sure offloading, nice and dry brush. It's going to sink down into that fabric, but again, we don't want it really juicy because we want nice crisp lettering. Moment of truth time, and I say this in all honesty because I got up a couple of times to help out a customer, in which case this kind of shifted in between the getting up and getting back and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. All right. Still looks good. Still looks good. Nice, right? It just kind of looks grain sacky, and that's part of the reason I didn't mind about the fading, and it's going to be sitting outside. So I'm putting it off to the side to dry. This one I am going to use the contrasting color, but I thought that what I do, just for consistency's sake, is just do the number 1 cotton. Just a little bit in there. I'm just trying to center it, because once I have that stenciled on in the Algonquin and I take it off, I may want to, I'm considering maybe putting a grain sack stripe on it. I don't know. I'm going to do the lettering first. I'm not concerned about having to wash this yet. I am going to wash it, I swear. I'm not washing my stencil yet because it's an all-in-one paint. So it's on there, it's dry, it's not going to reactivate with the new color. If I was using something like a DIY clay-based paint and it was going to activate, I would clean all this and dry it before I would do the next stenciling, just to keep this color pure, right? I hope that makes sense. Everyone out there who is freaking saying, clean your stencil. I will. I just don't have to yet. Now, this is a little bit more of the texture that it's supposed to be. It's not all thick, so I just need to go a little bit more carefully for my stenciling. Okay, so this is this one, which is great. It looks nice and kind of color worn. What I had been thinking is that Jamie Ray Vintage has these different grain sack stripe stencils, and I was considering maybe popping those on. Now these are more challenging, the grain sack stripes, because they're long and they're really wobbly in the center, see? So you end up having to hold them inch by inch by inch. And I was finding that I was doing a little bit of shifting, and I'm a little concerned that I don't have the skill to make these go nice and straight on the fabric. Yeah, so I'm passing. I'm passing. I'm just looking at them and holding them on the fabric and where I would want them placed, and they seem to kind of bow up a little bit, and I don't think I would get crisp edges, in which case I think I would be very sorry. So sometimes you make executive decisions based on that. I think that this will be fine. It will look cute with the other words that are going to show up even better. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to know when to call it quits. I'm calling it quits on that. All right, time to go back and paint the chair some more. Leave my paint overnight to dry so that it's all ready to go. So all that we have left to do is kind of reassemble. And I'm making that sound easy. We'll see. We'll see. Now these are the little rods that came out of the seat here. And there we go. And this is what we ultimately try and slide through here. So this is where I said easier said than done. Okay, that doesn't want to go that way. I'm gonna go the other way. I just want to make sure that once I've struggled with this, that it's going back in the right way. Okay, now I get it. When you first start putting it through, you need to have the rod further back so that you're just squishing the fabric in, and then so don't have the rod sticking out, have the rod in so that you can just kind of squish really narrow. Oops, up this way. this up. Slide that a little bit back. Now, I just want these to go in a little bit further. So I'm holding my ruler. You use what you got, guys. Ruler against that little peg. I'm just kind of hammering it down in a bit so that it came a little bit closer to the front. Look at that, that's so cute. Okay, and then let me make sure I get this up the right way. And there we go. Here's my chair. Okay, I'm trying it out. Super cute. You know, really, this was slated for the dump, and I said no, I'll take it. And I used the thrifted canvases, but they are really easy. I'll drop it in a link. They're really easy to find on Amazon. You can get some that are all stripes and different colors. You can get some that are plain color, plain black, plain cream. And if you get the plain ones, you can easily stencil them up so that, you know, you can customize them. Use an all-in-one paint so that it's on and you're done, you're good to go. But a super, super easy little turnaround on this one. And I just discovered I have another one in my garage. So now I'm going to be able to do a set. Perfect. Super cute. Falls into the use what you got category. I think that doing the blue down on here kind of ties them together a little bit. Doing the cream versus a white as well kind of coordinated a little bit. And it's going to be used for many years to come, and it's not going to be gracing our dumps anymore. So I am all for that. Let me know what you think of this one, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Until then, take care.